Hey, what's up everybody, Retro Gaming Guy here. So a couple days ago I did a DKOLDIES video talking about how Drew, the owner of DKOLDIES, actually placed an order with me on eBay for my complete copy of Mario Kart Double Dash for GameCube. And this is complete. It comes obviously with the disc. The disc was in amazing condition. It had only the tiniest little blemish on there. Functioned perfectly. I played pretty much all the way through the game in all honesty. But it came with the original plastic case, with the game manual, the little Nintendo user guide manual that goes with each of the Nintendo GameCube games. So it was 100% complete, and Drew placed the order essentially, but he was the high bidder of an auction. Anything I do on eBay is a 99-cent auction. I love that style of listing on eBay because I don't have to find the sweet spot with price points. I don't have to worry about anybody thinking I'm price gouging. I literally just list, and whatever people are willing to pay is what it sells for in the end. So Drew got this for $76, including shipping, which I think is a great deal for this particular title. It's a high price for a game, but if you look up GameCube games and anything Nintendo specific like Mario Sunshine, any of those goes for a lot more than your typical game that you could find on like PS2 or Xbox as well. So those specific Nintendo titles really seem to have a high value to them. But $76 is a good price, especially in this condition, complete. And I talked about in that video how Drew was obviously going to just put this to his inventory on DKOLDIES website, and we looked up what he had charged in the past, and that was the sale price, but it was I think $124.99 or $125.99, something like that. And again, that was the sale price, so he could even up the price from there. And I get how business works. I'm not mad at him for that. I don't think that that's necessarily the issue here. Obviously, as a business, you buy for one price, sell for another. That number in the middle is your profit margin. So he's got to make money. He's a business in the end. He's not buying this for personal use. He's not buying this to collect the game. He's buying it to make money off of it. And I'm okay with that. But I started thinking as I edited that video, what the impact could be from somebody like Drew or anybody that is a big scale retailer in the retro gaming world, what the impact could be doing this. And it's interesting because as I posted that video, I got a lot of comments with people saying and thinking the exact same thing. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit here. So what if somebody like Drew, we'll use Drew as the example here because he clearly is doing this. What if somebody that had a retail business went off on their own like Drew's doing and started placing orders on eBay as an individual? There's nothing anybody can do about this. It's a free country. It's totally okay to do that. But what is the impact on the retro gaming market if somebody's doing that? Drew could essentially go off onto eBay and say, all right, Mario Kart Double Dash, as our example today, goes for, we saw on his website, $125 on the low end. All right, I want to find this game because I know I can sell it for $125. So if the true value is 76 to 100 and he's going to mark it up from there, he could buy all of that inventory at that price off of eBay. So he bought mine for $76 complete, which I think is a great deal. If there's somebody selling for $90, he can buy that one. $100, he can buy that one. And he can end up taking ownership of all these, and he manipulates the supply and demand. There's less of them out there, so he has the supply. People are going to want these, so he could essentially charge more money for them, or he can just up his price across the board. And if there's less of them out there in circulation, again, he can dictate the price point there. He can up the price if he wants because he's directly manipulating supply and demand on this item. And he could do this not just for Mario Kart Double Dash. He could do this for any game he wants. Obviously, he's going to go towards the games that, there's less of them available, especially in good condition. But GameCube, again, is, for the most part, high-priced games, especially those Nintendo-specific ones. He's not going to do this for something that's very common or not as desirable. Those more niche sort of games and game titles that we see all the time don't have a massive value to them. So, like I just picked up Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings the other day for, like $11 on East Starland. That's not a game where you're really going to, make a lot of money off of because it doesn't have a high value. It probably will go up with the movie coming out, but on its own, it's really not something that is going to turn a massive profit. So he's going to go towards those titles that he knows he can get a good profit margin off of. So I started thinking, all right, I have his eBay information. I'm not going to share that with you guys. I'm going to block out his name. And real quick, I want to touch on this. A few people, when I did that last video, said we want to see proof that he actually placed the order from you. And I actually took a screenshot and I was going to post it in my community section here on the channel. And as I was doing it, I'm wiping out like certain, personal informations that pertain to him. So his last name, even though anybody can Google, owner of DKOLDIES and find that, I've never used his last name. I don't want to be the person that puts that out there and makes it public knowledge without, people doing a little digging. So I'm crossing out his last name. And then I have his full home address because he didn't ship this to the warehouse. He shipped it to his home address, which is what he shipped his stuff to in the past when he ordered from me. So I'm scratching that off of the screenshot. And then it has, his username, scratching that off. By the end of it, I'm left with Drew. So I just thought to myself, anybody can shoot holes in that because I'm not going to give away his personal information. So I said, the hell with it. I'm not going to. So here's the thing. If you don't believe me or you think that, I'm not being truthful on here, don't watch my videos because my videos are a direct extension of me. So if you don't find me credible, believable, don't watch. That's all I can say about that. I'm not going to put out somebody's personal information for the whole world to, possibly view. That's just not what I'm all about on here. I'm not going to do something shady like that. Even though I don't think the world of this guy, I'm not going to share his personal information. So just want to get that out of the way. I'm going to show you guys his stats on eBay because there's nothing personal about that. Just verifying whether it says his location. No, it just says US. So I'll show you everything except for his name. Because I don't want people to contact him directly. This is, again, his personal eBay account. I don't want that. I don't want people bullying him or any of that crap. So I'm blocking his name out, but I'm going to show you all of his stats because it's mind-blowing what he's been up to on eBay. And this is just eBay. So I'm going to hit my capture here and show you exactly what I'm looking at. All right, guys, so this is what I'm looking at right now. This is the feedback profile for Drew on eBay. And for those of you that aren't familiar with eBay and how things work, you have a username. Everybody gets a username, whether you're selling, buying, or both. And next to that username, you have in parentheses a number. That number is your feedback count. So if you open up a new eBay account, you placed 5 orders on there for, let's say, some video games, you should get 5 feedbacks from the person that sold you those. Basically saying you paid and you're a good buyer. The only job of a buyer on eBay is to pay. You're just paying for items. There's nothing else you have to do on there. That's all you're going to get graded on. So what most sellers do is they automate the feedback. As soon as a payment is made, you get automatic feedback saying that you're a good buyer. That's what I do on eBay. It's automated. So as soon as somebody pays me, boom, positive feedback is sent to that buyer. It just makes it quick and easy. So his total count for the lifespan of his account for feedbacks received is 67,071. That's a massive number. Even, this is going back several years, obviously, but that's still a massive number. I've had my eBay account here. I've changed the name because now I, keep the Retro Gaming Guy name in here. But I've had my account now for several years, and I have like 1,200, and that's me selling and buying. So 67,000 is massive. Anyways, though, I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to just cut this to me scrolling down so I don't have to move the little cover up of his name. So down here, you can see feedback ratings, and this breaks it down for a 12-month period. It actually breaks it down into 3 periods here, but the max it goes to is 12 months. So in the last month, he's received 448 positive feedbacks. For the last 6 months, he's received 5,595. That means those are his transactions for those time frames. Minimum, because not everybody leaves you feedback. Not everybody has that automated. Most people do, but at the minimum, these are the numbers that he has. This is the number of items he has bought off of eBay. And there could be bundles in there too where you're buying multiple things under one transaction. So 12-month span, 11,581. That is a massive amount of stuff that has been purchased by one individual on eBay. Again, my number isn't even 10% of that for the lifespan of my account. And you can ask my wife, I spend a little too much on eBay sometimes. 11,581 is not a number of an individual. That's a number of somebody that has a business that is doing more than just purchasing stuff, casually. That's an insane number for 12 months. So let's go down a little bit further and we can actually see his feedback. We can see what he's received as a buyer and seller. So if you're thinking, hey, maybe he's selling for DKOLDIES on here, we'll click on received as seller. This will give us the count for how many feedbacks he got as a seller. 2 feedbacks of these numbers here, 2 have come from him selling stuff. Just 2. Feedback as, or received as a buyer. This obviously goes back more than 12 months, because we can see up here 11,581 for 12 months, but it's going to show us, even beyond the 12-month span. So you see what he's doing on here. He's buying on here. He's not selling anything. He's just buying stuff. And he's using this to fuel his business. He's buying stuff up like he did from me and putting it into the inventory over there at DKOLDIES because he's making money. He's buying stuff for, like we saw with me, $76, but he's turning around and flipping it for a $50 profit. So we can also go over here, and he placed the order from me. Now, 3 days ago, it's the 26th. Is it the 26th? My time's off. It's actually the 25th right now. My clock is wrong here. It's a day ahead. I'm double checking that though. Yeah, right now it's the 25th. So he placed this order on Friday. Today is Tuesday. So, all right, so 4 days ago. It was Friday night because I shipped it out Saturday morning. All right, so 4 or 5 days. We'll say 5 days just to give him a little extra time, if anything. 5 days ago, he placed that order from me. So if we're going off of feedback here, and this is going to go from recent to, longest time ago, let's find how many transactions he's had since my automatic feedback went to him. So you will see my username on here on his account. So each page here is 25. Mine is going to be highlighted because I'm in my account right here, so it highlights it for me. So 25 total items per page, 25. Didn't see my name yet. My name is Retro Gaming Guy Official, for those that don't know. Page 2 here, I don't see anything highlighted. So that's another 25. So we're up to 50 transactions, and we haven't found me yet. We'll go to page 3, nothing highlighted. So that's another 25, 75 transactions now. We haven't come across my automatic one from 5 days ago. We'll go to page 4. Yeah, we'll go through here. Boom, there we are. Retro Gaming Guy Official. Excuse me, I have 1433 transactions on mine. And again, that's buying and selling. Majority would be selling. So we are 1, 2, 3. I'm the 4th one in. So 78 transactions he's received here as a buyer in 5 days. That's a lot. If you figure each one is, I don't know, he spent $76 on mine. If he spent $76 on all of these, he dropped an insane amount of money. Let's say that the average price here, just for fun, is $20. Let's get the calculator out here. And that's just average price. Mine is well over the average price. Mine was 78. We're going to say the average is, let's say $25, okay? 25 times 78. He would have spent just under $2,000, $1,950 if every item was just, $25. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. For somebody just buying items on eBay in 5 days, just under $2,000, just averaging it to that, you can see how this could spin out of control here. You can see how one individual could totally disrupt and manipulate the whole retro gaming market here by buying stuff from individuals off of eBay, putting it into his own inventory on his own website, and just skyrocketing the prices. It has a huge butterfly effect across the entire market here. So now I'm not saying that we should condemn this guy for what he's doing here. I'm just showing you guys how one individual and one company behind him can totally disrupt in a market and inflate prices considerably across the board, depending on how much he's buying. And we just saw it. 78 items that he received feedback for in the last 5 days. 11,000, what was that number? 11,581 transactions as a minimum in the last 12 months. This guy is buying a lot of stuff and putting it into his own inventory to inflate prices. A lot to think about here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you think that this is ethical? Do you think that this is good business? Do you think that this is happening on a broader scale? Are we just hitting the tip of the iceberg here? Are other retailers doing this too? It's pretty mind-blowing. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. You guys know the deal. Thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed the content today. hopefully this made you guys at least just think about this, because it wasn't the first, thing that I thought about when I started, my first video talking about how, Drew just placed this Mario Kart order. But now I've kind of gone down the rabbit hole here, and it's eye-opening to see what's happening. Let me know what you guys think, though. You know the deal. Hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.